Welcome inside Prudential Center, where the Montreal Victoire getting ready to face off against the New York Sirens.
Wednesday night from Jersey, we're underway at the Prudential Center. It's the only game in the league tonight. Montreal 2-1 against the Sirens this season. Last time they met on the 15th of February at Place Belle. The Victoire tied a franchise record with 6 goals, and that still gives Greg Fargo chills thinking about it, as that one's wristed up off the glass. New York trying to set up in the offensive zone, but it slides back to the New York blue line. Shelton will get it ahead to Serafiliak. She'll whistle one in. New York's going to make an early line change. Just 40 seconds into this hockey game. After tonight, every team will have 8 or fewer games left in the regular season. And Minnesota has just 6 games remaining, so it's crunch time now as we look ahead to, the postseason.
It is, and just thinking, before even April break, there's 4 games for each of these 2 teams on the ice, and it's going to be crucial to get some points in these next 4.
Grant Mentis tried to feed it down low, intercepted. Eldridge will play a rink-wide pass. Chopping at it there is Hartje. But on the back check, Caleb Barnes swoops in to take it away. The rookie scored 21 seconds into overtime for Montreal Saturday at Boston. Just her 2nd goal of the year, but it was a big one in that 3-2 overtime win on Saturday.
And she's great exiting the zone with the puck. You saw that she just wheeled the net, used her speed and legs to get the puck in the offensive zone and allow Montreal to have a shift in the O zone.
Gabby Rosenthal carries it in deep for the Sirens. Rosenthal, the rookie from Ohio State. Murphy takes it away, and Montreal is able to break it back out to neutral ice. So New York outshot Boston 40-20 last week, still lost 5-2. And over the losing streak, they're averaging just 1.67 goals per game. And Greg Fargo just couldn't understand it. How well they've been getting pressure on the net. Just nothing to show for their efforts. I'm hoping that starts to change here tonight. From the red line, Poulin will feed it back to her D. Ambrose with a lead pass that missed the stick of her teammate, and that's going to be an icing call.
Carpenter got injured out in the Tsonga Center in Boston and was out that time frame, and it's been just challenging for them as a team to kind of come together and find the scoring, because Carpenter is an outstanding point producer. She has just been excellent all season long, and it's a tough blow when you miss a leading scorer like that.
And New York trying to find a good start here tonight. Last meeting in Montreal on the 15th, we trailed 4-0 after the first period, but so far here in the early minutes, New York has kept quite a bit of pressure on. Now trying to swing it in here is Downey Landry. Fed the middle. Fecteau was there, but it was picked off on the back check by Poulin. Now Bouillet. Bouillet from the red line. Good pass to Stacy. She'll feed it in on a backhand in behind the net, occupied by Corrine Schroeder. 29-year-old from Elm Creek, Manitoba. Here's Bouillet. She'll shovel it in on an angle, bouncing puck. Getting to it there, Brooke Hobson. Tough defender. Now Rock coming back the other way. 3-on-2, slow to develop. Rock, just missed it wide of the far post. Debian was a little bit out of position, but Rock couldn't bury it.
That was a beautiful execution of a 3-on-2 with her passing. Just couldn't quite finish it net front.
Now Eldridge, a pass on the backhand. There's Rock again. Check that was Shelton pinching down. Abby Rock, so fun to be around. Very positive player. Very happy before the game. She said hi to you walking into the arena.
Yeah, she's stretching, warming up, and just, how's it going? Have a great game. She's just such a good person and so fun to be around.
You never know that this team is on a 9-game losing streak. The way their attitude is right now, and the way they're playing in this game to start. Shelton will hold it in. She'll wrap it down into the corner. Mariah Keppel gets there. The defender plays it over to the near wing side, held in, thrown in front there by Jamie Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais, 5 goals last year, just 1 this season. That came way back in mid-December. She'd like to find the scoring touch again. Downey Landry gets a shot on through a screen, and Davienne is able to shut that down. Not quite 7 minutes in, still no score here in Jersey.
Gigi, if you know this, you know the weight of having a player like Elle be able to sit on a panel and represent not just the team, but the sport and the league.
It's so important and it's needed to be able to, I just think of even the little girls that came up or the high school girls that just won the state tournament, to be able to have someone like Elle Harchie to look to listen to. It's just outstanding.
Jen Gardner, great pass. Katie Taven didn't get much of it toward the net there, and it slides past, but a scoring chance for Montreal. And you know Harchie's going to be excited to go back home. She's from Detroit. New York will be in the takeover tour game against Minnesota on Sunday at Little Caesars Arena.
Oh, she's going to have an absolute blast. There's nothing like getting to play in front of your family and friends in your home state.
It's one of the best scoring chances we've seen from Montreal so far here today. Would you say that New York, for the most part, has carried the play here so far?
Absolutely. Even from the drop of the puck. Sarah Fillier was on the forecheck so fast, and Carpenter as F2. It was outstanding to see the urgency.
Eldridge set up that to Shelton in the one time, knocked down by Davienne. There it caroms in, and the first goal goes to New York. Bourbonnais with the shot from the point. It's deflected in. Looks like you get credit.
Great forecheck. Eldridge with the puck up to the top. Nice save by Davienne, but look who recovers the puck. New York recovers the puck as Harchie moves up to Bourbonnais for a shot, and Abby Rock, so good, net front. Watch how she directs the puck with her stick. She is so good in tight, 10, 12 feet from the net, and that is one of the reasons why she was a player to watch for this game.
Abby Rock, a 4-game point streak now. The veteran who guided Wisconsin to the national championship back in 2019. One of the foundational signees of this franchise. The way things have been going for New York, Gigi, that's what Greg Fargo's team needs right now, a little puck luck.
100%, and they just executed really well so far in this first period.
Now here's Elizabeth Giguère carrying in deep. Harchie will cycle it back to Giguère, who's knocked down. So Rock with her 5th of the year. Comes at 7:44 of the period. Bourbonnais and Harchie on the assists. Shots officially 6-0. So Montreal has not officially had a shot on net yet. And this is the kind of start New York was absolutely aching for. Now here's Ambrose, top of the circle for Montreal. That's steered wide of the net. Kept alive here by Youngbloom. Youngbloom, the Swedish Olympian a few years ago, scored the first goal of the game against New York back on the 15th. Now breaking out. This is Peyton Levis. Levis carries in, then gets stood up. Rhiannon Sheldon. Back out in front of the Montreal bench. Fillier plays it to the near wing side. Hammered back the other way by Bourbonnais. Now Carpenter. Will throw it back to her own blue line. Shelton will try to regroup. Here's Bourbonnais now. Ahead for Levis. Levis holding. Tried to flip it toward the net. It's just picked off. Nice job there by Anna Wilgren. She is a young player out of Hudson, Wisconsin, 5th-round pick from the Badgers.
If you're a fan at home, just take a look where she sets herself up in the offensive zone. She's such a smart player. She usually knows where the play is going to be before it gets there.
It's good forecheck pressure again by New York. Finally coming away with it, Claire Dalton, the former Yale captain. One of the unsung heroes for this Montreal team, according to Corey Chevry, and now we get a whistle. Catherine Dubois got a goal against Boston on Saturday. We were talking to Corey Chevry about that. Maybe a sign that the secondary scoring is starting to come around for the Victoire.
And they played so well. It wasn't even just the one goal. Dubois was outstanding throughout the game. Claire Dalton with her inside-out moves, her ability to evade pressure, and that is important. She also mentioned Maureen Murphy as someone to keep an eye on. She had such a strong rookie season last year in the league, and she's a dangerous shot.
Here's Hartje down low, and Eldridge trying to tip it on. Good-looking play, just failed to materialize for New York. Montreal's able to get it back the other way, and the Victoire going to make a line change. 9:20 to go here in the first. Taven took a whack at it. Slides back into the Montreal zone. This is Ambrose circling back. Ambrose still hunting her first goal of the year. Now picked up, 2-on-1 developing down low. Rosenthal goes to the front. There on the doorstep. New York sent it wide. That was Taylor Gerard. New York really making things difficult down low in front of Davienne. Downey Landry now. Fencing forward along the wall. Now coming away with it is Abby Boreen for the Victoire. She'll send it in on a backhand. Here comes New York again. This is Gabby Rosenthal. Has her pocket picked. And Boulier again. 31-year-old had 2 assists against New York last month. She's from Watertown, Connecticut. Which is nothing materializing through the neutral zone right now for either team. Now behind, here's Poulin. She's got some speed. Tries to get a lead pass ahead to Jen Gardner, who's in that Rookie of the Year conversation. Now to Stacy. Stacy trying to drive it in as she went right in front of Schroeder. Now pass down low, looking for Poulin, but it never got to her stick. Wilgren trying to keep it alive. Goes rink wide. Here's Stacy in the slot, kicked away by Schroeder. Now some offense coming from Montreal.
And notice who's bringing it, that first top line.
Schroeder is going to scoop that off the ice and say, we need a timeout here. Abby Rock gets her 5th of the year, and New York, needing a win here tonight, has the early lead.
So if Montreal can just make their decisions to move the puck 2 seconds earlier, they're going to have a lot more success.
Well, New York's energy does not speak to them carrying a 9-game losing streak into this one. It's been an impressive start for Greg Fargo's Sirens here tonight. Goal coming at 7:44 from Abby Rock. Assist to Bourbonnais and Hartje. This is Bourbonnais now. She'll play it up along the near wing side, looking for Rock, but that's out of her reach, and that's an icing call. And we were downstairs trying to read the room a little bit, you and I. You know, there have only been 5 total trades in league history. I don't anticipate a ton of movement, but you never know.
You never know. And it seems like there might be a couple last minute.
Side of the net here, Youngbloom trying to work her way, just charging in, got a chance again down low, and then she's tied up in front.
They executed their game plan to perfection against Boston. They were awesome in front of both nets, and that led to their win.
There's Catherine Dubois to take this draw against Rosenthal. And Rosenthal wins it for New York. There are some really good face-off artists in this game here tonight. 5 or 6 players with face-off win percentages over 60%, which is hard to believe. Now here's Shelton. Able to dig it free, and here comes New York breaking out of their own end. Downey Landry. And a roll off her stick. She'll get it back. We're going to turn it toward the middle. Plays it back for Bourbonnais. Good stick handling there. Bourbonnais falling down, was able to plunge it in deep. Now Downey Landry feeds it back. Nobody there in the middle. Picked off in the slot by Claire Dalton. Claire Dalton's goal is to read 35 books before the end of the calendar year. She's about 7 deep already.
That is absolutely incredible. I usually get my 7 in by reading Harry Potter books.
Corey was telling us that before the game, and I was 7 books. I don't know that I've read 7 in the last 7 years. I need to do a better job of that. Doesn't speak very well of me. Here's Laura Stacey now trying to get a shot on through a screen. That was deflected there by Micah Zandy Hart, the veteran captain for New York. Montreal just trying to set up some sustained offensive pressure. New York doing a good job keeping them to the wall. Now it scoots loose. Here's Kayla Barnes winding and firing, but it ricochets off a skate. Now Stacey hands off for Poulin. Poulin around for Jen Gardner. Gardner had that great career at Ohio State, having a really productive first year as a professional. Loose here at center. Poulin gets it back to the D. Poulin, by the way, 3 multi-goal games. Her last came here on February the 2nd in that 2-1 Montreal win. She got them both. She likes this ice sheet.
And highlight reel goals, too. I mean, those are goal of the year candidates for sure.
Just over 4 minutes to go. Opening period, 7-4 the shots in favor of New York. They lead it 1-0. Little room here now for Jesse Eldridge. Eldridge, who played for Greg Fargo at Colgate. And this is going to scoot back into the Montreal end. It's going to be an icing call with 3:56 to go in the first period.
Really exciting now to be able to watch and be like, wow, I wonder who's going to be a Sirens player or a future Victoire or anyone else in this league, knowing that there are draft picks coming up.
And just in the last few days, if you wanted to declare for the draft, you had to make that known. And so I know there's a good draft pool coming, and a lot of people are excited about the new talent that's coming to the league soon. Grant Mentis with a bid. I thought I heard iron there in behind Schroeder. And now here's Dara Gregg. She'll drop it back to Michaela Grant Mentis. Tried to feed a pass to the middle. It was blocked. Rolls down into the corner now. Gregg tried to send it to the slot. Comes all the way around to the far side. Chloe Gerard jumps on it. She's got speed, a 2-on-1 with Giguère. Down low, Giguère had it blocked. Jamming at it, keeping it out as Davy End. And now the whistles come, and we're going to get a face-off. I think there is going to be a penalty shot awarded to New York.
Oh, I don't know. That O'Neill definitely grabs the puck. She's behind the goal line, and so not in the crease. As you see, the Anne-Renee Desbiens reaching across, trying to grab it from her to, like, you know, that's kind of what you want to do as a goalie. You want to just grab the puck as quickly as you can, but the refs are clearly sorting this out.
That's the case. New York's going to get a penalty shot. Giguère will take it against Desbiens. Here comes Elizabeth Giguère, the Quebec native. Oh, and she sends it high. Elizabeth Giguère ended a 15-game goal drought last week. But
here she is coming down. So try to go slower. Try to put Anne-Renee Desbiens on her heels a bit, but Desbiens did a really good job staying with the puck, and fronting her and taking away any odd angles.
Now Giguère points in the last 2 games. Starting to find her confidence again. That certainly would have given her a shot at more confidence, but couldn't bury it past Anne-Renee Desbiens. It stays 1-0. It's a little intrigue there. That penalty shot awarded to New York. Levis comes in, has it taken away by Barnes. Puck flutters over to the near side. And Zandy Hart will go back for New York with 2:40 to play here in the opening period. A period that New York has played extremely well here at home. Sarah Fillier through the logo at center, hands off to Carpenter. Fillier goes toward the front. Carpenter tried to send a pass down low to her, and it was out of her reach. Now Fillier again. Sarah Fillier, wrist shot through Keppel's screen. Another drive right on by Bourbonnais, but Anne-Renee Desbiens makes the stop.
And that's what the Sirens are going to need moving forward, too, to have multiple players crash the net and get those rebounds.
New York finished in last place last year, 9 points out of the playoffs. The way things are going right now, they will not be in the postseason again, but they still have time to turn things around. 9 games, including this one. So that's a possible 24 points hanging on the tree for the Sirens. That's the beauty of the PWHL, GG. You know, in a 3-point system, you can make up ground very quickly. Oh,
it's awesome. It's so encouraging as a player. When you look at the standings, you're not immediately discouraged. You're pretty excited that you have 3 points to grab.
Alongside the great Gigi Marvin, I'm Clay Matvick. Abby Labar working ringside. Last 90 seconds of the opening period, a period that has been carried by the Sirens. Boulier gets it out to center for Montreal. Wilgren chops at it. Now back to the Montreal line. This is Derek Gregg, the New Jersey native. Their former Colgate player. She was a 4th rounder last year. Off the side of the net, trying to wrap it around is Gregg. Now Wilgren has it for Montreal. The Victoire trying to get something going with under a minute to go here in the opening period. Fluttering wrist shot. Karam's off the backboards. Grant Mentes trying to move it to the middle. She'll get it back along the half wall to the end line. Gregg again swept it toward the net. And New York's able to clear it. 35 seconds to go in the period, and we're going to get a stoppage and a high stick. Power play goals are up about 4% over last year across the league. And 45% of the goals a direct result of that new no escape rule. That means that Montreal was not able to get their best penalty killers out until after the next faceoff. So we'll see if New York can take advantage of that here. 14 seconds to go in the period. Villiers cross for Rock. Looking for the one-timer. Shelton, she got it off, and that hobbles Grant Mentes. Now Rock again, 2 seconds to go. They've got to hurry. Villiers is going to run out of time. So New York will carry minute and 25 seconds power play into period number 2, leading 1-0. So here we go in period number 2. Montreal trying to add to their league best 43 points. With 8 games to play, counting tonight. Again, the Victoire have their eyes on that number 1 seed. Coming off a game where they snapped the Boston Fleet's 7-game home win streak. Trying to perform well here on the road again, but they're going to have to come from behind as Sarah Fillier carries it in. Battle for it along the wall behind Debienne. There's a great feature during the intermission on Anne-Renee Debienne and her family in Claremont, Quebec. Boy, they love her up there. And no doubt she's going to be part of Team Canada again when the World Championships start next month. This comes all the way down to Schroeder's end. Schroeder wasn't tested a ton in that first period, Chief.
No, New York did a fantastic job closing their gaps, taking away scoring chances, and keeping players to the outside for the Victoire. There's only one chance by Stacey that I can remember where she drove, cut in hard, and made a good shot.
Room for Zandy Hart. She sent it wide of the far post. Good wrist shot for the captain, who says she never takes playing in the PWHL for granted. Now a chance for Youngbloom. Good save by Schroeder. Rebound, and they score. There's Maureen Murphy out in front, doing what Corey Chevry was hoping she would do tonight. And that is get in front of that net and produce, and she has just tied it up at 1.
Murphy's 3rd goal of the season, coming in so important. Watch this, looking for a D-to-D pass, just mishandles it. And look at the speed with which Murphy comes in, dishes to her Youngbloom, who gets her own rebound. And Murphy stands net front, able to pop the puck in. But that's the key right there. Look at how Youngbloom reaches around Nyland Person to get the second opportunity and knock at that puck in order to keep it alive and pop it back to Maureen Murphy.
Time to the goal, 1:30 of the period. And that's got to feel good for Maureen Murphy. She is a New York State native. She's from Buffalo. And gets the tying goal here against the Sirens. Year 2 of a guaranteed 3-year deal for Murphy. And they were looking for more from her, quite honestly. And they get it here to tie the game. Now we'll see how New York responds.
Yeah, it'll be important for New York to not let that discourage them, but to stay with their game plan and just say, hey, that was one mistake. It's not going to define this period.
So Youngbloom gets the assist. Here's her 5th point of the year, 2nd assist. Third goal of the year for Maureen, who had a great career at Northeastern, playing for Dave Flint. Play along the blue line here in the Montreal end. Physical play. Finally moved back to the New York line. Lead pass to Levis. Juggled it. And Montreal swings it all the way back into the New York end. Past the 3-minute mark here of period number 2, as Montreal has found the equalizer. Laura Stacey, a team record 6-game point streak. Coming in, going to the front. Schroeder, the save. Rebound. Stacey took a whack at it and couldn't chop it on. And now Abby Rock comes back with some speed for the Sirens. She tried to feed it across for Eldridge, who was trailing on the play, and that was broken up on the back check. Now Stacey again. And Laura Stacey, she has been on fire as of late. Trying to tie Alex Carpenter and that league record of 7 straight games with points. Now New York again. Hartshee, good pass to Eldridge back down low. That was knocked away. Now getting some end-to-end action here in New Jersey. Tied up along the wall. Slide this one back to the line. Hartshee tips it ahead. Now here's Hobson. Hobson stapled up against the wall. Loose puck in the corner. And Grant Mentis will sweep in to clear it out for Montreal. And now 2-on-1 if they hurry. Coming in, this is Barnes, a shot. Schroeder comes out and does a nice job to cut out that angle for Kayla Barnes. Now Carpenter started the year on a heater. 7 straight games with points, but now Laura Stacey, she's on a hot streak of her own with 6 straight games with points. So she could tie that league record here tonight. And behind Schroeder, Nelson Simpson trying to lug it out. Got it to the line, finally pushed to center. There's Abby Boreen now at the red line, taking on first stick. New York will drive it in. 15 minutes left in the period, past the 5-minute mark. Abby Boreen played 9 games in Minnesota last year as a reserve, was drafted in the offseason by Montreal. Didn't know if that was going to be a great fit, but it's worked out pretty well for both parties.
It has, and Coach Chevrolet has mentioned how it's been fun to be able to coach her, to teach her, and open up her mind to even more of the defensive zone responsibility, and hopefully elevate her to be someone to be considered for her national team.
Carpenter from the half wall trying to center there. Sarah Fillier was down low. She was kind of tied up. Not in front of that blue paint. Let's chop back out to center. Claire Dalton couldn't move it. That comes all the way back to the other end. Laskova, who was recently back to health. Thought she might get out on the ice tonight for Montreal, but she was a healthy scratch. And New York has signed defender Lauren Bernard off of Toronto's reserve list. That was done yesterday. But the 23-year-old rookie is a healthy scratch tonight for New York. Here's Abby Rock. She has the lone goal for New York. She has checked nicely off the puck. Taven swings it back the other way. Montreal can't clear. Held in by the captain, Zandy Hart. She sent it wide. Now down low, backing it in. That was Eldridge, and the stop made by Davian. Break here at the Prudential Center. Montreal has evened the score at 1.
How cool that Giguère got to do a penalty shot against the Paticaz, another Paticaz winner in Davian.
Davian won that battle to keep it at that time a 1-0 New York game. But now it's tied at 1 after a goal by Maureen Murphy, her 3rd of the year here in the second period. Just 1 minute and 30 seconds in. Under 13 minutes to go. New York trying to end a 9-game losing streak. Montreal trying to add to their first place advantage. Sitting on 43 points right now. It's 7 better in second place Toronto. And we're going to get a whistle. It looked like a 3-on-2 ready to develop for New York, but a whistle, and we may have a penalty here. And this is going to go against the Sirens. But Corey Chevry knows that to win a Walter Cup, you have to have good special teams. And 14% just isn't going to cut it. It's last in the PWHL.
Yeah, and it's something that even shows why Marie-Philippe Poulin is even more incredible, because so many of her points have come at even strength. And so for her and her teammates to be able to start clicking and finding chemistry and taking the right shots and chances on the power play will be huge for Montreal.
Just 10 power play goals all year for Montreal. Here's Barnes, swings it to the slot. Shot, Gardner sent it wide. Stacey keeps it alive. First power play advantage for the Victoire. Minute 10 seconds to go in this power play. Slides to the circle. Stacey a drive, and Schroeder.
Stacey with the one-timer, or when she gets the puck, to have a little bit more net front presence.
There's Ella Shelton out there now for New York on the penalty kill. She's one of the best in the league. She gets it on her tape and sends it the length of the ice. Tied at 1 as we approach the midway point of this hockey game. Montreal, still 45 seconds to go on this first power play of their night. 3-on-2 down low. Drifts out. They score. No, it came out. That looked like it went in for Taven. Thought that hit the back of the net for Taven, but the horn didn't sound. Now Taven, another drive. Kicked out of there by Schroeder. 25 seconds to go in the power play. I have to see that again. I'm not exactly sure what that hit. Another drive. Schroeder, the save. Rebound. Loose. That close to being 2-1. And now Montreal for the first time leading in the shots on goal category. Barnes, side of the net. Goes down for Poulin. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Barnes. Barnes walking in on the backhand, sends it across. And now back to full strength are the Sirens. Ambrose gets it down low, and the save made by Schroeder. 4 shots on net on that advantage for Montreal, but they come up empty-handed. Here's Marie-Philippe Poulin. Boy, you can't give her that much room. Murphy drops it to the side. Sends it up high and wide. Now New York back the other way. 2-on-1. Peyton Levis, the return pass to Fillier, and that failed to click. Boy, that was a good-looking play, but that last pass was off target.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, Fillier has one of the nicest shots in the league. I was surprised puck's on her stick coming in. You think can go in top shelf or far pad for a rebound.
Shot from the circle, blocked. Battle along the wall. Jamie Bourbonnais in the corner. Rock trying to move it out of there for New York. And now on the stick of El Harchi. And Harchi's going to slide it in as New York gets fresh skates on the ice. 9 minutes to go in the period. Tied at 1. Each team has gone 0 for 1 on the power play. And Schroeder's just going to club it and elects to get the face-off. Her third of 3 straight wins at the time. I mean, at the beginning of the year, she might have been the best goaltender in this league, but she has run into some tough times here in recent weeks, and as her season has kind of gone south, so has the team's.
And Coach Fargo had talked to us before the game about how important today's game will be to get that goaltending back to where it was. And facing a little adversity, as you mentioned, Clay, she is responding well in this game so far.
Corinne Schroeder signed a 2-year extension back in June, and for good reason. I mean, she is terrifically talented. Her counterpart tonight, though, might be the hottest goaltender in the entire world, and trying to win her 14th game of the season, Anne-Renee Desbiens. Abby touched on this. 14 straight starts allowing 2 or fewer goals for Desbiens. That's being in the zone.
That is in a whole nother zone, that's for sure. She is just reading the plays so well. It comes naturally to her, and that's like something that's you just can't even teach that. That's just her elevating herself to a whole nother level.
She only has 2 losses on the year, but one was to New York. That was back on December 4th in Montreal. Here's a wrist shot. Save made. Desbiens, they score on the rebound. Sarah Fillier. New York gets rewarded for the constant pressure they keep on Desbiens here tonight. And they've regained the lead 2-1.
Again, the forecheck. Look at Fillier. She starts this play. Oh, Huffers wins the battle. Carpenter heads up play out to Zandy Hart for a shot on net. And who gets the rebound? Fillier for her 8th goal on the season. Another look at it. See the shot, a little tip redirect from Levis and Fillier. You see the emotion in the passion. This is what this team came out for with so much energy and excitement, looking to snap this 9-game losing streak.
Sarah Fillier, the #1 overall pick back in the June draft. Goals now in 4 straight. She has points in the last 5. Came into the night 2nd in the league with 22 points, but now she has tied Hannah Miller of Toronto for 1st. 23 points on the season. What a rookie year for Sarah Fillier. And New York back in front. Here's Claire Dalton now. The former Yale captain drops it back. Shelbin sends a shot on. Off the glass. Eldridge trying to kick it. And does. Here comes Zandy Hart again through center. Just dump it in. Line change here for New York with 6.5 to go. Wilgren, former Wisconsin Badger, comes in. The 3-on-2, slow to develop. And that is stopped by Schroeder again off the stick of Dubois.
Sometimes people who are goal scorers only play hard when they have the puck on their stick. But when you see the intensity with which she forechecks and wants to take the puck back and get it back on her teammates' sticks, that just really, like, that's a clear sign of the intensity that she competes with.
So Fillier with her 9th of the year. It comes at 12-24. Levis and Zandy Hart on the assists. Shelton, wrist shot. Goes wide. Loose in the corner. A battle there. Claire DeGeorge, the product of Bemidji State, kicks it in behind the net. It's the 4th line for Montreal. This is going to come all the way back down. Shelton will hand it off. Rosenthal gets it all the way back to the Montreal zone with 5.5 to go. Montreal out shooting New York 16-13. Down on the scoreboard again. To George. Lost it in the skates of Zandy Hart. She chops it back through neutral ice. It's going to wobble all the way back to the Victoire zone. Ambrose gets it in. Heavy carom off the end boards. Gardner had it on her tape for a moment. And nobody to pass it to. And now here's Fillier again trying to attack the net. What a back check by Taven. Boy, that was textbook.
That was, and she led with her stick. She went stick on Fillier, so Fillier couldn't move it from her backhand across to her forehand.
Sarah Fillier. Boy, there is some emotion after this goal. This is a team that desperately wants to end a 9-game losing streak tonight. Alongside Gigi Marvin on Clay Mathick, Abby Labar to the benches tonight. 4:40 to go here in the second period. 2-1 New York. Sarah Fillier with the go-ahead goal at the 12:24 mark of the period. Now Poulin tries to hand off for Stacy. He's a little bit behind her. Now Gardner gets it. Shallow angle shot. Stopped by Schroeder. Carams off to the far wing. This is Gardner again. Tries to cycle it back for Poulin and does. Now Ambrose high in the slot. Hartshee trying to pick her up. Rolls off to the far corner. Eldridge slams it out of the zone with 4 and change to go here in the second. Boy, if New York can carry a lead into the third period, that's going to go a long way to their confidence, Gigi.
It is, and I think it's just huge how they were able to respond. After Montreal got a goal early in the period, they did not give up, they did not hang their heads, and they came back firing.
Yeah, Montreal tied it up on the goal by Murphy just a minute and a half into the second. This is Gerard. Goes over to Donnie Landry. Landry now pulls up. Backhand. Boulier knocks it away. Now Grant Mentis for the Victoire. And that's going to be a whistle with 3:23 to go.
Their ability to move out of their zone with efficiency, and that's kind of what Coach Fargo loves. He loves playing offense, and so to do that, you got to be able to exit your zone cleanly and attack with numbers and continue the strong forecheck that they had in the second period. That's how they got their second goal. Another great forecheck.
Oh, that hit Schroeder and caroms off of Hurd. This is going to roll all the way back down to the Montreal end. Keppel had to take it off first stick for Fillier. Fillier threw it out in front. Nobody there really for New York, and when support did arrive, it was late. Now Montreal coming back. Barnes through traffic. Save made Schroeder and is able to scurry to find it. No rebound allowed by Corrine Schroeder. And Poulin was jamming at it, trying to get her league best 15th of the year. She'll take this draw, and she'll win it back to Stacy, who got the shot on. Blocker saved by Schroeder. Barnes sets up Stacy for a one-time, but that whistles wide. Marie-Philippe Poulin again. Stacy. She'll cycle it down for Jennifer Gardner. Gardner has it taken away by Alex Carpenter, who's been pretty quiet too tonight. Rink wide pass out of the reach of Peyton Levis. Loose along the blue line. Now some room for Gardner. Trying to stick handle. Dangles. Backhand. Save. Oh, what a save by Schroeder. And Gardner is denied. And now room the other way for Jesse Eldridge. Trying to beat Barnes. Got a shot, and it's snared by Davienne. Oh, now we've got pushing and shoving behind the cage. And the officials have to get in there quick to separate. And it could be interesting down the remainder of the regular season. There's a kick saved by Davienne. That shot from the point by Bourbonnais. Now Rock throwing Stacy down in the corner. Play continues. Hartshee gets shifted off the puck, and now Stacy comes away with it for the Victoire. Her rink-wide pass to Gardner's out of her reach. Archie gets it back to the Montreal line, and she has it taken off her stick. And now a collision between Rock and Poulin. Now here's Poulin high in the slot. Wrister broken up. Shelton got in the way of that one, and it hurt. You could tell she staggered. Here's Fillier. Fillier a drive, and that hit a body. That was Gardner who took the brunt of that one.
And Gardner playing D. Gardner's a forward, and she was playing D, and not only played it really well on one of the best players in the league, but blocked it.
Two of the best rookies in this league right now, Fillier and Gardner. Gardner, program record 176 games at Ohio State. And she has done a great job in this league here in year one. 35 seconds to go in the period. 2-1 New York. Youngbloom brings it around the end boards. Ambrose is going to hold it in on the near point. Comes to Carpenter's stick with 15 seconds. 2-on-1 if they hurry, as Fillier with her. Carpenter drops it back, a drive, and it was broken up. That was Eldridge. Her shot was muffled. 3 seconds to go in the period. And it's going to be a 2-1 New York lead going to the third. Going to start 4-on-4 here for at least 20 seconds, as each team has a player in the penalty box from that roughing situation behind the net at the end of the second period. Keppel and Eldridge got into a little pushing and shoving match. Didn't get any further than that as the officials came in quickly to break that up. And New York's going to be offside. 3 seconds to go in the matching penalties. I'd like to get her back to where she's, leading the offense for this team. And so we're back to 5-on-5. Here's Harchie. She'll wrap it around. Eldridge, good centering pass on the backhand, trying to hit Rock. New York will slam it back in. And Boulier will play it for Montreal. Bad pass. Rock will jump on it. Montreal keeping New York bottled up in their own end. Davienne looking over her shoulder. O'Neal gets it to Dalton, and Dalton will slide it out. What are you looking for here in the third period, Gigi, from a sense of Montreal's play and what they need to do, because they scored right away in the first 2 minutes of the second period to change the feel of the game.
It did. They were able to capitalize on the turnover from New York. New York has been pretty good with the puck, so if Montreal can continue to use their legs to force New York to make bad decisions with the puck, I think that will end out good for them.
Jay Downey Landry coming in. That was muffled. And it comes off the inboards. Davienne says she was bumped into, and now we're getting more pushing and shoving in front of the cage. Barnes was part of the first scrum when emotions got high. Wrister from New York from the point. Davienne was able to steer it away. Again, this is going to dribble in, and she's going to pounce on it.
That F3 is really what's key. It's been suffocating their breakouts because they can't figure out how to get around anyone.
Fillier was trying to get a shot on. She was tied up by Katie Tabin, the Winnipeg native. There's a stop by Schroeder, who's been very sharp tonight. He's given up just the one goal. Neither team has a power play goal tonight. Here's Carpenter now. Alex Carpenter. Lead pass for Fillier. She'll swing it in on a backhand. Line change for New York. Gardner trying to advance it. She's rubbed out the puck by Rock. Levis will push it in. Fabienne will leave it for her D. Montreal trying to start it out. I think the forechecking tonight has been really good by New York at times.
Agreed. And Montreal hasn't quite figured out how to beat them. They haven't been able to read the pressure right. And they, more importantly, I think, they just haven't been able to connect on that first pass. Sometimes it's just a simple play.
Out in front. Rock again. Stopped by Davienne. And was trying to play the rebound, but Rock was kind of tied up out in front. And there's Abby Rock again doing what Abby does. And, you know, in her interview with Abby Labar during the intermission, Rock said, you know, we played some games where we didn't feel like we deserved to lose. I would say that right now, this is one of those. They've played really well. Here's Bourbonnais. Shot on by Eldridge, and it's kicked out of there by Davienne again. Big drive from Girard off the end boards. And now Montreal with some speed. Here's Derek Gregg leading the charge. Pulls up at the blue line and just slides it in. 15:50 to go. Third period, 2-1 Sirens. Here's Taylor Girard again, the 26-year-old traded from Boston after 5 games. Been a good fit here with New York. She has it up along the wall, doing battle there, fencing with Kristen O'Neill. Comes loose. Trying to turn it to the front. There was a one-timer for Carpenter, but it went under her stick.
Yeah, that was a close one. And, I mean, Downey Landry just kind of fed it a blind pass, no-look pass, and almost connected with Carpenter.
Allison Simpson, the defender, got it through Tabin. Easy stop there for Davienne. Now Stacy will regroup back in her own end. Ahead for Poulin. Poulin to the middle. Shot, save, no rebound. Schroeder. They have determined that Fillier is going to be charged with a major in a game misconduct. Second power play for Montreal. They are 0 for 1, 4 shots on goal on the first power play. That was back in the first period.
A lot of good puck movement.
They moved it pretty well.
Exactly.
Yes, they did.
I was thinking the same thing, Clay. They move the puck well. They move themselves into position for good shots and opportunities. So it'll be interesting to see what this one looks like.
Ambrose carried it in. Had it taken cleanly off her stick. And so now this is all about buying some time here. New York just trying to kill this penalty off. Stacy attacks, shot, save, Schroeder. Lost it underneath her pads. There's Gardner, a drive, had a gaping net, and Schroeder was able to knock that down.
Just outstanding work by Schroeder. Keeping the puck out, able to turn around. She wasn't even facing the puck, and she turned around and located quickly.
Under 4 minutes to go on this power play. A major for Fillier. Here's Gardner now swooping in behind. Gardner holding. Hartje blocking her vision. Rolls into the corner. Hartje gets to it and got it to the line, but not out. Wilgren able to hold it in. 3.5 to go on this advantage. Major penalty to Sarah Fillier. Barnes had a poke checked away, and Shelton's able to clear it. Good work there by Ella Shelton, the veteran defender.
Smart too, because Montreal was changing, so she kind of moved in and attacked a little bit more than she would of being passive and if they had full possession with 5 players on the ice.
Emmy Fecteau taking it wide. Threw it toward the net. And the Quebec native missed it badly. But that's all right. They're just trying to kill some time. 2:50 to go in this penalty. Montreal looking for the equalizer. Boulier moves it into the circle. Now up top for Ambrose, winding, firing. One time they score. Montreal has tied it up on the power play. And they're trying to figure out who got it. It was Taven. It was not deflected in front. Catherine Dubois, it looked like maybe got a piece of it. But Taven is going to go first in the celebration line.
And just a gorgeous goal. Taven has gotten a couple really nice shots from the point in the last 4 or 5 games. And this is just a great angle of it. Look at her open up and just let loose as the puck goes top shelf. Here's another look. Trying to slow it down a little to see if we can see if Dubois tipped it net from, but it looks like it kind of went straight in.
Only the 11th power play goal of the year for Montreal. It's a big one, though, as this one is tied now at 2, and there's still 2:37 left in the major penalty time to Philly A. Boy, what a turning point in this hockey game. And what a gut punch for the Sirens.
And keep in mind, we had just shown an incredible shift where there was 2 point-blank chances on Desbiens. Couldn't convert, couldn't capitalize. All of a sudden, next whistle, decide that there was a penalty to call on Philly. Go on the power play from Montreal, and they're able to tie and even this game up.
4th goal of the year for Taven. Comes at 7:24. Ambrose on the assist. Now Ambrose wraps it around the boards, gets it to Laura Stacey, who's bumped from behind by Simpson. Allison Simpson, Fort Worth, Texas product. Here's Carpenter now. Carpenter, wrister, Desbiens swats it away. Under 2 minutes to go in this penalty time to Philly A. Wilgren starts it back here through the middle. Here on the near wing for Boulier. She's met at the line there by Neelan Person. Wilgren slides it across. In the slot, Boulier holding, pulls it back. Just inside the blue line, Wilgren shot knocked down. Rock, good lead pass. Harchi waiting for help. She'll carry it into the corner, takes a check and falls down. 1:10 to go in the penalty time. Major penalty to Philly A. Check to the head. Amanda Boulier again. Just does a pirouette, fires it in on a backhand. Boulier rubbed out of the play by Shelton. Boy, Ella Shelton, just a physical move there. Now back the other way, Rosenthal. Rosenthal a drive quickly, and Desbiens shuts that down.
Moving her body, following through with her stick up high, but you got to know you can't bring that up that high.
Marie-Philippe Poulin. Rolls off, out in front, picked off there by New York. And Rock is going to send it the length of the ice. Just 10 seconds remaining in that major penalty to Sarah Fillier. And Eldridge, who was serving it, is out of the box. And they're back to full strength. So the Sirens can, take a deep sigh of relief that they only gave up 1. But look out, Montreal still dangerous down low. Able to clear it back out to center are the Sirens, but I guess that's a small victory for New York.
It is, to be able to respond and not, because you have 5 minutes and you give up a goal in those first half of it, you could have really caved and been a little discouraged in that. But great work by the Sirens PKers that put pressure on. Carpenter had a chance. Rosenthal had a chance. They kind of went on the offensive.
Bodies all over down in front of the net. Puck side of the cage. Jumping out there is Schroeder. And she'll elect to get the faceoff when we come back. This game has changed again. We're even at 2 after the penalty to Fillier. Montreal capitalizes. Well, that match penalty, Sarah Fillier, game misconduct. She's out of the game, and it leads to a Victoire power play. And we're tied here at 2 with 9 minutes exactly to play here in New Jersey. Sarah Fillier had scored the go-ahead goal for New York in the second period at the 12:24 mark. One of the best players in this league this year. In fact, tied for the league lead in points, and now she's done for the remainder of this one. Huge turn of events, Gigi.
It is, and we talked about at the beginning of the Open the need for New York to have depth scoring. And so to lose one of your top point producers, you really need your other players to step up.
Garbiter feeds it across for Arard. Arard threw it back to an open wing. Now Dubois for Montreal. She'll just dump it in. Now Abby Rock again for New York, trying to charge out of the zone. Just over 8 minutes to go. Bourbonnais pulls up, feeds it across for Simpson. Simpson tried to center, and it was broken up by a stick. Here's New York again. Rosenthal got it ahead at neutral ice. And just can't get through the neutral zone. Montreal keeping them bottled up. And behind the cage, Schroeder now trying to get position. There's Murphy. She had a goal back at the start of the first period. She's got it again. That one caroms up over the top of the net.
A lot of energy. Really liking this line so far in the last couple games, and into this game they played with speed and aggression.
Here at the Prudential Center, New York 2, Montreal 2. Ooh, that got through the wickets of Desbiens, and now more congestion in front of that cage. Trying to protect Desbiens, who's on a terrific streak. Boreen, who just was awarded the secondary assist on the Tabin goal, is down in a heap in front of that Montreal bench. There's Rosenthal pushing Ambrose to the outside. Now some room for Abby Boreen. Boreen, quick wrister around Zandy Hart. Corrine Schroeder hasn't won in almost 2 months. Can she find a win here tonight against Montreal? First in the PWHL. There's another collision, and we're going to have a Montreal penalty. Carpenter was taken down by Barnes, and Kayla Barnes is going to get a 2-minute minor here with 6:20 to go. Another power play brought to us by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Second power play for New York. Didn't get a shot on last time. Short-handed jailbreak chance there for Montreal as Stacy sent it hard and wide.
The power play, it honestly runs through Carpenter, in my opinion. She's so dangerous at the puck. She's incredibly poised and patient. And why that's effective on the power play is because it draws penalty killers out of position. Because you have no idea which way Carpenter's going to go. Is she going to shoot it? Or is she going to be passing up top? Or is she going to hit the seam pass across back door?
Talked about pressure. You know, on New York, it feels like this could be a real turning point for the rest of the season if they can capitalize on this advantage that has just 1:15 left. 9-game losing streak, trying to make a playoff push as they're starting to run out of games. Officials letting them play on. Good wall battle there. It squirts loose. Back to Zandy Hart. Now Neelan Persson. Talented Swedish defender. Back to Zandy Hart. Down low. Loose puck. There's a chance. Hart, she sent it wide. Oh, she missed the net. Now Zandy Hart again. Neal in person. Back for Zandy Hart. Rister. Shot. Save. Rebound. 25 seconds to go in the period. That's ramped up off his stick and went wide of the cage. Now Tolush. Back for Zandy Hart. Wines, fires. Loose down low, and it rolls into the mitt of Davien. Definitely hit the net, hit the side of the net or the pipe, and rolled out. Just 10 seconds to go in the penalty time. Caleb Barnes ready to come out of the box for Montreal. What a huge kill. 2 shots on goal for New York. Here's Barnes back into the play. She'll intercept and drive it in on a backhand with 4:10 to go. Rock goes rink wide. Carpenter. And New York skates in offside. Well, this one is going to be decided late. It's even with just over 4 minutes to go.
Taven has been on fire as of late with her goal scoring ability. I mean, she got 2 just recently against Boston, all shots from the point. And again, Coach Chevry has wanted her team to dominate the blue paint, and that's exactly what they did with Dubois taking away the eyes of Schroeder for a goal.
Taven's goal at 7:28. Want to win it in regulation and get those 3 points. 2 for a win in overtime. This is a bouncing puck back at the Montreal line. Keppel will settle it down. Here's Marie-Philippe Poulin. Dumps it in deep. Off to the far wing and Barnes. Jumped the stick of Stacy and turned over to New York. The Sirens get it out ahead at center. Here's Peyton Levis. Levis had a poke checked off her stick by Kristen O'Neill. And now Taven, who has the last goal of this game, the game tire. The survey from out behind the net gets it ahead for Boreen. Boreen tips it in. 2:45 to go in regulation. And remember, we talked about it earlier. In overtime, Montreal is absolutely devastating. Taven, top of the circle, through a screen. Saved there by Schroeder. Taven again, winds, fires. That hit a defender. I actually think that hit Carpenter. Now Taven again throws it down low, and that was O'Neill lurking. I'm back out in front of that New York bench. Boreen comes back in all alone. Waits for help. Flips it high in the slot. This is Grant Mentis now knifing around. Good pass. Shot. Save. Loose. And Schroeder is able to muffle it.
Just couldn't quite capitalize on that play, but love the energy that Montreal is bringing these last couple minutes.
Jesse Eldridge trying to get it ahead there for El Harchi. Rock throws her body into a Victoire player. That was Wilgren who went down. From the checkered red line, Boulier will just saucer it in. 90 seconds to go here at the Prudential Center, with the specter of overtime looming. 2-2 our score. Oh, now we've got a stick over the glass. Eldridge and Keppel are having words again. Roughing and holding. And so now we're back to 4-on-4 with 1:15 to go in regulation. New York had a 1-0 lead after 1. Montreal tied it 1.5 into the second period. Fillier put New York back in front. 12:24 into the second period, but then that penalty to Fillier. Game misconduct, and Taven scored on the power play here in the third period at the 7:28 mark. 40 seconds to go. Bourbonnais high in the slot. Carpenter drive. Oh, and that got a piece of the goaltender, and it caroms to the near wing side. Now Carpenter again charges toward the net. Got it to Bourbonnais, and her one-timer, she fanned on it. Bourbonnais comes in again. Got it to Levis. 20 seconds to go in regulation. And Jen Gardner. Poulin was offside.
The puck was also rolling, and so she kind of got underneath it. It was like a chip shot.
This is going to come all the way back down in the Victoire end. We'll have an icing. Poulin to take this draw against Rock. New York wins it. Slides through center, and we're heading to overtime. It's Poulin with Stacy and Barnes out there to start this OT. Carpenter, Rock, and Bourbonnais for New York. Both goaltenders have been sublime, and you know, it's a tough one to lose, especially for New York, though, because they had the lead twice in this game.
They did, and they had a penalty shot opportunity, and Schroeder has had so many clutch saves.
Rock coming in. That's just hard shot on the wrister. Missed the target. Rock. Down low, Carpenter. Wasting no time, getting one on Debian. Kristen O'Neill to take this draw for the Victoire. 2 points to whoever can win this one in overtime. Scoots into the corner. Tabin trying to take it away from Levis. Levis charges toward the net. Great defensive work there by Katie Tabin.
Yeah, absolutely. Her strength of stick, because she got beat. Levis beat her, was going to the net, but the recovery was what was key for Tabin to lift the stick up.
Side of the net, bodies go down, and we're going to get a penalty call. This is going to be a Montreal penalty on Kristen O'Neill. Montreal schedule. Off the face-off, Neil and Person's going to have to chase it back down to center ice. 3:45 to go in the OT. New York on the 4-on-3 power play here. Dropping it back to Rock. Rock scored the first one tonight for New York. Thought about the one-timer, now moves it to the slot. Plays it into the corner for Carpenter. Carpenter had to regroup a bit. Carpenter across. Oh, the one time for Neil in person, and she fanned on it. Kind of healed her stick.
Just missed it.
Abby Rock again. Neil in person. Down low, back for Neil in person. She scores. New York wins it.
Here's a look at it. We'll see it coming up. You see the goal scorer's face, the overtime game winner goal. But Nyland Person gets the puck. She throws it up to Abby Rock. Abby Rock again, so much poise and patience. Drags Poulin over, tries to get her out of position a bit. And look at this give and go between Carpenter and Nyland Person. Nyland Person is so smart. She doesn't stay where she last stood with the puck. She moves over, fills a new lane. This will be a good angle of it as Rock slides over, dishes it. So notice she gets out of the angle of Tabin so she can let loose this gorgeous top shelf blocker side goal. And you see the smiles of relief on the New York Sirens' face as they celebrate their first win since January 27th.
Well, the New York Sirens beat the best team in this league. It takes overtime, but they get a 3-2 win